I was talking with the waitress back there at the Cracker Barrel, and she takes my order. I get the steak and eggs breakfast. As you saw in that video, that thing was about 2,500 calories. Well, she brought me my order. She says, "Now how's that look?" I says, "It looks fine, except I ordered spaghetti." And she looked at me. She says, "Wait a minute, we don't have spaghetti." So then I finished up breakfast, and she come by to give me more coffee and a check. And she says, "How was your breakfast?" I says, "It was great." I said, "I'm on a diet, so I didn't use the ketchup." And then she's going through a pile of checks to find out which one is mine. And she's leafing through these checks. And I told her, "I'm the one that ordered tea and a donut." I'm driving towards Tampa Fairgrounds area, where I'm going to go to the Seminole Hard Rock tonight. That's where I started on this trip. But the recommended shortest time distance route is I-10 to I-75. I don't want it. I want to take a leisurely drive and not fight with people on the road. This is 19. I just got off of I-10, and this is 19. And this will eventually lead me to Tampa and the fairgrounds area. I like this route because it's a leisurely route. I can relax since I'm in no hurry to get there. Steak is the craziest meat that God ever put on this planet. Steak is the most complained about piece of meat in a restaurant. I was in Magnolia's restaurant having oysters in Biloxi, and here's Magnolia House. I'm sitting there, and it's not packed, but there's two people I can hear them talking. They're talking to the waiter, complaining about their steak. Well, that's not unusual. Half the people who eat steak don't like it, the way it's cooked. Steak is the hardest meat to cook and make something enjoyable. I've given up on buying steak at home. I don't know how to cook it. All I do is ruin it. Now, in a restaurant, nobody complains about the chicken. Nobody complains about the spare ribs. Nobody complains about the pork. But half the people complain about the steak. So steak is the revenge meat. Order steak and you got 50-50 chance of enjoying it. And that's it. The only reason I bring this subject up about steak is I was reminded at my Cracker Barrel breakfast, steak and eggs. The steak was okay, but there was gristle in it, which kind of just ruined the experience of the steak. So that made me think about the problems with steak. When I get home, I am going to the grocery store and I am going to buy one piece of New York strip steak. It's about $10, $11 a pound in the grocery store. Now, I'm not putting this on a barbecue. I'm not putting this frying it in a frying pan. I am going to boil the hell out of this meat until it's practically falling apart. Then I'm going to toast it on the grill. And let's see how that turns out. This is US 19 heading for Tampa. This is what I call a leisurely drive. It's 5 miles an hour less in speed limit than I-75, but much more enjoyable and much more scenic with the trees. I think the GPS has finally given up and said, okay, we're going to Tampa your way, but you will be sorry in the end. The GPS is not trying to steer me back onto the interstate. Thank you, G. Parked my car last night, the only space left at the La Quinta Inn. But I was right up against a high curb. So I got out my curb sign, which I keep in the car, to put right on the steering wheel to remind me when I get out in the morning and back that car out, back straight out and don't try to cut the wheel or you're going to tear your wheels apart. Curb sign worked. This is having the road all to yourself. That's why I like coming this route to Tampa and the Hard Rock.